Hello everybody and welcome into a little late night strat action. I am Craig here on the RNGIDP channel and welcome to the channel. Appreciate you coming by here. Appreciate you coming to the live stream. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight we're in Baltimore for game day 13 of our randomized NUS League, the RNL on the RNGIDP channel. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter at RNGIDP_strat. Post all the pertinent information for the league over there. It's easier to get to, easier to read. I have a pinned tweet with the schedule and the lineups and probable starters and injuries and all the information you're going to need is over there. I appreciate we've had quite a few new subs today, and I'm very happy about that. Thank you for giving me a chance over here, and I appreciate you guys jumping over to my channel. I know that Espo had mentioned me earlier in the day in his video, and I'm thankful to him for doing so. And if you're coming over from Espo's channel, why don't you put a little note in the comments, say hi, and thank you for coming on over. I know Tenacious Strat has also mentioned me before in his channels. Al Red Sox fan has too, so thank you for spreading the word, and thank you for giving me a chance here. So tonight, well, let me for the new subs, let me explain a little bit about what this league is. And if you've been here before, I know you've heard this spiel before, but hey, bear with me for 1 second. So what I've done is I've randomized all the teams, and I'll actually get down my standings here. And so all the teams are now new. There's no players. Well, I guess there's a couple that randomized onto the teams that they were on before. So because they're randomized rosters, I just decided, you know what, let's give them the whole new identity and let's give them a whole new feel. That way there's no pre-bias. This is just brand new teams, fictional teams, and we're going to play a 28 game schedule. The Kanto League, or what was the National League, they play with the pitchers. The Alola League is like the AL. They play with the DH. There's no interleague games. We're playing 28 games. Everybody in the Kanto League will play everybody else in the Kanto League twice. One home, one away. So it's just like a soccer setup. So Alola League plays everybody twice, one home, one away. The end of those, that's going to take 30 game days to do. At the end of that, what we're going to do is the team that's in first place in both leagues, the team that wins the league, they will advance and play in a championship series. So there'll be a 7-game series, which would be right now Pittsburgh against Texas. So we will roll that out, and we'll have a championship series champion, and that will be the champion of the RNL. But that's not all we're going to do. Because I've been having so much fun with all these other teams, and they're not going to be able to play each other. I thought, you know what? Just like soccer again, let's do a cup tournament after the season's over. So all these teams have something to play for during the regular season for cup positioning. So the top 2 in each league will get buys, and then the other teams will be matched up against one or the other. And I have a bracket, and if you look at, I know this is kind of hard to see. That's why I post all of this on the Twitter page. So if you look now, this was the standings coming into game day 13. So the KL standings are probably going to be different. But if you look now, Milwaukee, Seattle, Boston, and St. Louis would be the top 4 seeds in this cup. They will get buys into the next round. And so if you can see the matchups, which you may not be able to, but I'll try and zoom it up there. The KL team is going to face an AL team in every single matchup in each side of the bracket. And so it's going to be a fun little tournament. These are going to be single elimination games, and we're going to continue to play this alongside the championship series to determine who wins the cup. So it should be fun when we get down to it, and when we get closer, hopefully it'll make more sense. But I don't know that I've explained it as thoroughly before on the channel. And I think when I first started the channel, and I have an explainer video as to what this league is, I have changed the rules since then. So I probably should make an update or maybe even delete that initial video. But so you're all caught up. So thank you for joining here. And so today we have Baltimore hosting the Cleveland Spindas. So if you noticed on the standings, Cleveland comes into the game 4-7. Let's see, last game was game day 12, and Cleveland lost by a run 8-7 at Houston. So they're coming off of a one-game losing streak, and they will be at Baltimore, who's played pretty well up until last game. They lost 4-1 to Detroit, snapping a win streak for Baltimore, and they've only lost one in a row. But Baltimore's they've overcome some expectations that I didn't have high expectations for them, and they've been overachieving. So let's go through the lineups. Enough of me chatting. Erasmo Ramirez will be the pitcher for Baltimore, and let's go through the Cleveland Spindas lineup. Erasmo Ramirez quickly is 2-0 on the season for Baltimore with a 2.14 ERA. Pitching pretty well so far to start the season. He is in 12 2/3 innings, 2-0 as I said, giving up 16 hits, 3 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 4 walks. That's a 1.59 whip. So you know, he's putting a couple people on base, but we'll see how Cleveland can handle that. And Cleveland is underachieved. Looking at this lineup, you would think they'd be a lot better than only having 4 wins. But we'll go through it here real quickly. Alcides Escobar is the leadoff man, hitting .327, 17 of 52, with 3 doubles, a triple, no homers, 3 ribbies, 11 strikeouts. That's a little bit high for him. 2 stolen bases. Yangervis Solarte, the second baseman, right-hander, hitting second. Solarte is 1 for 22 on the season. Yeah, a little rough. No power numbers, no extra base hits, no homers, no runs driven in. Yeah, he is struggling. George Springer will be the DH and hitting third. George Springer coming to life. He started off slow, but now he's up to .318 in his average. 3 doubles, 3 homers, 10 driven in for the team lead. He also leads the team in strikeouts with 19, which is also leading the Lola League in strikeouts. Bryce Harper will be batting cleanup and hitting left-handed. Bryce Harper was injured earlier in the season, so he's only got 25 at-bats, but he's 5 of 25, 2 homers, 3 ribbies, 8 strikeouts. Logan Morrison will be the first baseman, hitting left-handed, and in the 5th spot, Lomo is hitting, he's only had 22 at-bats, 3 for 22, 1 homer, 1 driven in, so a solo shot for him. Adonis Garcia has gotten more playing time than he would have thought to start the season. Brett Lowry's been hurt 2 different times. He's batting in the 6th spot with Lowry being hurt again. And Adonis Garcia has hit pretty well. He's hitting 200, so the average isn't great. A couple of homers, but 8 driven in. So he's hitting 6th. Giovanni Soto will be hitting 7th, the catcher. He's hitting 162. No homers, no RBIs, 15 strikeouts for him. Logan Schaefer will be hitting 8th, the lefty in center field. He's hitting .211. Shane Robinson, the left fielder, will be hitting 9th, and he's been hitting pretty well in that 9th spot. .371. He leads the team in batting average. 3 doubles, 2 triples, no homers yet, and none driven in. But he's hitting in the 9th spot. Not a whole lot in front of him to drive in. So I think we're ready here. We'll get the lineup for the home Baltimore on the bottom half. Appreciate you joining in. Appreciate you tuning in here. This is the RNGIDP channel. My name is Craig, and here we go. Ready for first pitch. So Alcides Escobar. It's a 5-11. That one is a grounder to the shortstop, Tim Beckham. Beckham makes the nice strong toss over to Lucas Duda, and that's the first out of the inning. Yangervis Solarte looking for some sliver of hope. They've been struggling all year. And that's not going to do it. That's another play for Beckham out there at short. And now there's 2 quick outs. Erasmo Ramirez doing what he's been doing all season, and that's getting guys out quickly. A 5-2 10 to George Springer. Well, a 2-out walk, that's not going to do it. And you don't want to walk guys in front of Bryce Harper. But he just done it with 2 outs. Let's check the catcher rating. A.J. Ellis is the catcher, and he's a -2 for his arm. George Springer is an A stealer. So if we stat that out, that's a 1-15 for an A stealer, -2 for being held. They are going to hold him even with 2 outs. That's a 1-13. And then if we take 2 more away for the catcher's arm, that's a 1-11. Well, he's not going anywhere with Bryce Harper with the man on. This is a 1-7. A 1-7. Well, he smartly walks around, nibbles around Bryce Harper, and he walks him too. So now there's 2 men on, and Logan Morrison looking to make him pay. 2 outs, 2 walks after the 2 outs, and Logan Morrison, the lefty, up against Erasmo Ramirez. This is a grounder to second. The second baseman is Ian Kinsler. Ian Kinsler with an X chance, and he is a 1-range second baseman, so this should be a good play, but let's check. A 1-1 is a grounder to second baseman, and he scoops it up and makes the throw over to second, or over to first, excuse me, for the third out of the inning, and that will be the end of the first. So I guess that's one way to go about it, is walking Springer and Harper every time you see him. I don't know if that's the sporting way to do it, but that's the way Erasmo Ramirez chose to do it this time. And he is able to wiggle out of the jam, and Logan Morrison could have a busy day if that's the case. All right, so Jaime Garcia is the pitcher for the visiting Cleveland Spindas. Jaime Garcia is 1-0 with a 3.00 ERA. It's a nice round number. And the Baltimore team will line up against him this way. Baltimore's got no injuries. They've got their opening day lineup here in the 12th game of the season for them. Ben Revere is the left fielder, a lefty hitting leadoff against the lefty Jaime Garcia. Ben Revere is hitting .341 on the season, pretty good. 2 doubles, a triple, no homers, 4 driven in, and a stolen base. Ian Kinsler, we saw him make a couple of plays out there in the field. He's hitting second and batting second and playing second base. Ian Kinsler is hitting .239. A couple of doubles, couple of triples, a homer, 4 driven in. He's kind of the overall utility player here. Daniel Murphy hitting left-handed, and in the field he's at third base today, and he's hitting .244, 2 doubles, a homer, 4 driven in. Getting the idea here. Lots of guys have a few homers on this team, but none of them have a ton. They're just kind of spreading the power around. Lorenzo Cain in right field and batting cleanup. Lorenzo Cain hitting .317, 1 homer, 4 driven in. Chris Carter, the DH. If there's anybody that's been struggling, it's been Chris Carter. He's got his batting average at .282, so not terrible, but the power numbers aren't where he would like him. Only 1 homer, 6 driven in, though. Lucas Duda is the lefty, hitting 6th and playing first base. He's hitting .243, 2 home runs, 9 driven in. He's got the team lead in RBI. A.J. Ellis is the catcher in the 7th spot. He's hitting .200, no homers. He's got a couple doubles and a run driven in. Jacoby Ellsbury is the center fielder. Jacoby Ellsbury's been hurt. It's hard to keep him healthy. I think he's been hurt 2 or 3 different times already. He's only had 18 at-bats because of it. 2 hits in those 18 at-bats. No doubles, no triples, no homers, and only 1 driven in. He does have 3 stolen bases, though. Tied for the team lead with Lorenzo Cain. And in the 9th spot will be Tim Beckham, the shortstop. Tim Beckham hitting .250, a couple doubles, a triple, 2 home runs. So he's tied for the team lead. And if Tim Beckham hitting in the 9th spot is tied for the team lead, you may have a power problem. Well, we'll see if they can change that here. We are in Baltimore, and if you look at the ballpark home run ratings, the lefties have a good shot. 1 to 18 will be a home run for ballpark effects here. I play advanced rules. I do use the ballpark effects, though. So if you're wondering why I do that, I know it's a super advanced rule, but it's my rule. I like to play with the ballpark effects. Al Red Sox fans joining us here in the live chat. Appreciate you showing up. Thanks for being a part of the RNGIDP channel. And Jaime Garcia to Ben Revere to lead off the bottom of the first. And this will be a strikeout. First strikeout of the day for either side. And that's the first out of the bottom of the first. Ian Kinsler now. If you see, his name is kind of messed up. I wrote Ian Kennedy. I just was not thinking, and Ian Kennedy came through my finger. I don't know why. Ian Kinsler is a 6-2, and that's a single to center field. A single, so a one-out single here, and Ian Kinsler is aboard. Ian Kinsler is a C-stealer. Let's take a look at Giovanni Soto. He's got a 0 arm, so a C-stealer is a 1-11. They are going to hold him, so it'd be a 1-8. A 1-8 if you decide to try it. Daniel Murphy with a man at first. And this is a 1-7. A 1-7 is a grounder to the shortstop, Escobar. Escobar over to Solarte and back to Morrison. That is a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So Kinsler got aboard with the single, but he's erased on the double play. And that will be the end of a quick first inning. Erasmo Ramirez now coming back out to the mound to face Adonis Garcia. Adonis Garcia, the righty, and this is a 5-12, which is a grounder to the first baseman. The first baseman is Lucas Duda. Lucas Duda, I believe, is a 3 range, and he is. He's a 3 range first baseman, so this looks like it might be good. 3 range and a 2, and that's a single. Sneaks past the glove of Duda out into right field, and that will be a leadoff single for Adonis Garcia. Adonis Garcia is a station-to-station runner. He's not going to be going anywhere. And Giovanni Soto is a prime candidate for a strikeout or a double play. But he's going to swing away here. It's a 6-12 and a 6-12. Oh, this could be trouble. It's a grounder to the second baseman. Kinsler. Kinsler is a 1-range second baseman, as we saw in the first inning. A 1-12. And it's going to go to his E rating. He's an E14, and we rolled snake eyes. E14, snake eyes. Okay, we got to roll the third die. A 1, and it's an error. Anything but a 1, and it'll be a double play. And it's a 2, so as I mentioned, Giovanni Soto hits it to Kinsler, and he's able to make a nice turn, pick it, and toss it to Beckham and over to Duda for the 4-6-3 double play. 2 down now, bottom of the second. After the double play wipes out Adonis Garcia from first base. Now Logan Schaefer, the lefty, up against the righty Erasmo Ramirez. A 6-6. The 6-6 is going to be a grounder out to Lucas Duda, who's able to make the play this time. Tosses it back to Erasmo Ramirez, and that is the third out of the inning. So both teams are getting some action aboard, but not able to do anything about it. And we'll move to the bottom of the second. Just getting underway here. This is the RNGIDP channel. I'm Craig. Happy to have you aboard. Thanks for giving us a watch. And Lorenzo Cain against the lefty Jaime Garcia. That's a grounder to the second baseman Solarte. He's able to pick it and stick it over to the first baseman Morrison for the first out. Chris Carter, the DH, strikes out a bunch, but he hit some home runs if he can get a hold of one. It's a 5-8, and a 5-8 is a center fly ball to center field, but that's not going to have enough. Center fielder Schaefer is under it and is able to make the grab. For 2 down now. Lucas Duda, the first baseman. His card, he's got 27 homers on this card, so he's got some pop in that bat, but he does have the team lead for homers, so we're hoping to see some of that today. Against the lefty, though, this could be tough. It's a 2-5, and, well, he strikes out. Second strikeout of the day for Garcia, and that will be a 1-2-3 bottom of the second. I thought about giving Duda the day off with the lefty, the tough lefty on the mound, but it's hard to pass up his card, even against the lefties. Nick Swisher is on the bench, and we could have played him at first, but you lose something defensively as well. So went with Duda, knowing that it might be a tough day, and so far he's got a strikeout to his name. But here we go. Top of the third, Erasmo Ramirez against Shane Robinson, the left fielder, the 9-hole batter. And this will be a 4-9, a 4-9. Ooh, a 1-7 normal home run. Shane Robinson, though, is a weak power hitter. 8-20 will be a double, and this would have been a home run had he been a normal power hitter, but this will be a single to lead off the inning for Shane Robinson. Gave that one a drive, but just dies out there in the outfield. Bounces off the wall for a long single. Shane Robinson is aboard. So that's a single. Shane Robinson is a B, as we've mentioned. A.J. Ellis, the catcher, is a -2. So a B stealer is a 1-13. They are holding him, so that would be a 1-10. Take away 2 more for the catcher's arm, so it would be a 1-8 if we were going to run. Not going to do it this time. Escobar is up to bat, and that's a 5-10. 5-10 is a walk. So Escobar is aboard and pushes Robinson to second. And Erasmo is dealing with some trouble again here, this time in the third. If there was any time for Yangervis Solarte to start hitting this season, it would be right here if you're a Cleveland Spindus fan. With 2 on, nobody out. This is a 1-3. A 1-3 is a ballpark single chance. That'll be a 1-8 for the lefty Solarte. Not going to do it. That's going to be a line out to second base. Both the runners have to scamper back, and they're able to make it back to their bases for the first out. And now it'll be up to George Springer. And the plan of walking both him and Harper behind him isn't going to work this time because there's 2 men on here with only 1 out. So George Springer's the batter. And this is a 6-6. A 6-6 is a single 2 stars. So Shane Robinson gets the wave home from third, and he is going to score off the single from George Springer, and that will be the first run of the ball game. Alcides Escobar moves to third after getting a good jump, and it is a 1-0 game. Cleveland takes an early lead over Baltimore. 1-0. George Springer with an RBI. Now Bryce Harper with runners at the corners, nobody out. They're playing double play depth, trying to get out of the inning. It's a 3-4. A 3-4 will be a fly ball to center. Will this be enough to score the run from third? So we know it's an out to center. Who's the center fielder? The center fielder is Jacoby Ellsbury. Jacoby Ellsbury is a 0 arm. So the runner is Escobar. Escobar is a 1-16 runner. So let's count this out. A 1-16 plus a 0 for the arm. So it's a 1-16 plus 2. So 1-18, and Escobar will score from third. Oh, and he barely slides under the tag with the 17 roll. Harper is able to get the sac fly after Escobar barely beats the throw from Ellsbury out in center. Nice throw That is a sac fly to the center fielder for the second out. And Harper is able to pick up a RBI there. And it's 2-0. Cleveland scoring early, 2 runs. Still a man on first with Logan Morrison up now. 4-3, and a 4-3 is a fly ball to the right fielder. The right fielder is Lorenzo Cain. Lorenzo Cain is a one-ranged right fielder, and that is a 16, so he is able to scoot over and make the play for the third out. But not before Cleveland tacks on a couple of runs and lead this one 2-0 going to the bottom of the third. Jaime Garcia with the lead now, and Erasmo Ramirez uncharacteristically giving up a couple runs here. All right, so Jaime Garcia against A.J. Ellis, the catcher. This will be a 3-5, and it's a 1-4 single chance. And not going to happen this time. That's a liner to the third baseman, Garcia, who makes the play. It's the hot corner, and he took a hot shot there, but is able to pick it up and snag it before it hits the ground. Jacoby Ellsbury, now the lefty, against the lefty Garcia. It's a 2-11. 2-11 is a grounder back to the pitcher. Garcia snags it and tosses it over to Morrison for the second out. Oop, I did that backwards. It's a 1-3. Let me get my white out here real quick. A 1-3, not a 3-1. All right. So now the 9-hole hitter will come up, and that is Tim Beckham. Tim Beckham, the shortstop, against the lefty. That's a 1-5. A 1-5. Oh, he gets a hold of this one. The righty gets a hold of it. Out to left field. A 1-11. It'll be a home run, and this one is gone. Home run for Tim Beckham. And where is all this power coming from Tim Beckham? He now is broken the tie for the team lead in home runs with his third homer of the year. Tim Beckham with a solo shot. And just like that, Baltimore answers back. The 9-hole hitter, Tim Beckham, taking Garcia deep. And Ben Revere now against the lefty. It's a 3-8. And that one's out to left field, but the left fielder, Robinson, is able to track this one down, and that is the third out. Well, we've got a ball game, though, now. Through 3 innings, it's a 2-1 game. And Al Red Sox fan is enjoying that home run, it looks like, in the live chat. Erasmo Ramirez now with some newfound hope after his offense gave him a run, seeing if he can shut him down to keep this thing close. And it's a 4-8, and it looks like he's excited. He strikes out Adonis Garcia. That'll be his first strikeout of the day and the first outing of the 4th inning here. Giovanni Soto now, the catcher, grounded into a double play, 4-6-3 to in the second inning. This is a 6-3. A 6-3 is a fly ball out to left field. The left fielder, Ben Revere, on his horse trying to make a catch. He is a left field 2. We rolled an 11, and that's going to go to his E rating. He's going to make a dive. Can he catch it? It's a 4. He is an E0, and yes, he makes a diving catch to take a hit away from Giovanni Soto. Ben Revere making a nice play out there in the field. And Logan Schaefer now with 2 down against the righty Erasmo Ramirez. This is a 3-8. A 3-8, and that is a solid single right up the middle, right past the glove of Ramirez into center field. And the 9-hole hitter, Shane Robinson, surprised with a single to start the third inning, came around and scored on a single by George Springer. And now here he is again. This is a 5-11. A 5-11. He hits this one to the shortstop. That's not going to do it. The shortstop, Beckham, is able to make the play, and that's the third out here in the top of the fourth. So Ramirez, after his offense gives him a run, is able to keep Cleveland off the board and give his offense a chance here to scratch back another one. Al Red Sox fan says he's going to listen to a little bit of bedtime baseball here. It's 1:21 out there. It is late. I play late night strat. That's kind of my thing, and I play it before I go to bed too, and helps me enjoy a little something, a little me time, and before I go to bed. Ian Kinsler now singled in the first inning. Was a part of the double play for Murphy to end the first. And this is a 5-8. A 5-8 is a fly ball to center field. Logan Schaefer barely has to move, and that is the first out of the inning. Daniel Murphy now looking to make amends for that first inning double play. It's a 2-11. Well, he hits it hard, but he hits it right to Adonis Garcia, and that's a line out to third. Lorenzo Cain, the right fielder. Garcia working quickly here in the fourth. It's a 4-4. A 4-4. This one's a catcher X chance. The catcher is Soto. Soto is a 3-range catcher, and we rolled an 11. 3-11 is going to his error rating. He's an E3, and we rolled a 5. E3, a 5, and that's a little dribbler out in front of the plate. Kane didn't think that was fair, but it is. The umpire calls it fair, and Soto has an easy play at first for the third out. And that'll end the fourth. Still a 2-1 ball game. Cleveland looking to improve their record of 5-7, keep themselves in the hunt, while Baltimore looking to make a push for one of the league leaders. They're sitting at 7-4, only a game back of the league-leading Texas Diggersby. So they still have hopes to make that championship series. Only a game back. Here we go. Erasmo Ramirez to start the fifth. It's a 4-4, and a 4-4 is a grounder to the shortstop. The shortstop, Beckham, been busy early today. And Beckham is a 4-range shortstop. A 4-range shortstop, and we rolled a 9, so that's going to his E rating. He is in E14. E14, and we roll a 10, and that would be a nice play. Beckham scoops the ball on one knee, tosses it over, and Alcides Escobar is out at first. Yangervis Solarte, 0 for 2 today. Hasn't helped himself with the bat. He's been struggling and continues to do so. This is a 4-3. A 4-3 is a fly ball out to the right fielder. Lorenzo Cain is a 1-ranged right fielder, and he's going to make the play easily, gliding out there in the outfield. And this is the second out of the fifth, top of the fifth. George Springer, nobody aboard, 2 outs. It's a 1. Oh, that 1 column looks good. Lots of black ink. A 1-5, and that will be a single. So 2 singles now for Springer and 3 chances. And he is aboard for Bryce Harper again. Bryce Harper has worked with traffic. Both times he's been up before. Has a sac fly and a walk. This time he's got 2 down. Springer on first. A 4-6. A 4-6 as he smashes that ball, but right at Duda, who protects himself and makes the play. A liner to first base. So Harper was hoping for a little bit more there. Maybe a double, but hits it right to where Duda was positioned. And that will be the end of the fifth. The top half of the fifth. We move to the bottom of the fifth. Are you at the bottom of your fifth? I know I say that all the time, but I love that joke. We have an advertiser here during the Rockies radio broadcasts. I'm in Colorado. I listen to the Rockies games on the radio, and the advertiser was so clever, and they probably stole it from somewhere else, but it's a liquor store, and every time they go to the bottom of the fifth, the announcers say, "Are you at the bottom of your fifth? Well, go to so-and-so liquor store and pick up a new fifth." Anyway, here we go. Jaime Garcia against Chris Carter. This is a 3-8, and Chris Carter doing Chris Carter things, and that is striking out. And that will be the third strikeout of the day for Jaime Garcia. And Lucas Duda now, who struck out himself in the second inning. And here we go again, the 3-2. This time the pitch gets a little bit inside, and that one hits Duda. So Duda is aboard. A hit by a pitch by Jaime Garcia. So Lucas Duda is aboard somehow. He struck out his first time and got hit there. A.J. Ellis hit one hard, but right at Adonis Garcia at third, his first time up. And this will be a 1-4. A 1-4 is a grounder to second. Solarte has a little trouble with it, tosses it over to Escobar. Escobar back to first to Morrison, but not in time to get the catcher, A.J. Ellis. And A.J. Ellis is aboard on a fielder's choice. Trades places with Duda. And now there's two down. Jacoby Ellsbury will bat here with two down. Man on first is the catcher. Not a very quick runner. And that is A.J. Ellis. So here we are. Jacoby Ellsbury with the 2-6, and he walks. So you don't want to walk a guy in front of the, the renowned power hitter, Tim Beckham, who already has a home run to his name here today. Tim Beckham now with two on, and will the beast himself, Tim Beckham, make him pay for it? It's a 3-8. A 3-8 is a grounder out to the shortstop Escobar, and no, not this time. That will be an easy play to first, and Tim Beckham not living up to his Paul Bunyan-esque namesake. I'm being facetious. Tim Beckham now leads the team in home runs. All right, Erasmo Ramirez in the sixth. He is past his pitcher inning of weakness, so any slip-ups here and may have to go to the bullpen. So it's a 1-9, and a 1-9 for Logan Morrison to start the sixth, and that will be a grounder to Kinsler. Sure-handed second baseman tosses it over to Duda, and that's the first out of the inning. Adonis Garcia has a single and a strikeout today, and he faces Ramirez for the third time. And this one could be a single. 1-7 chance is a single. Not going to be at this time. Hits a little too hard, and the third baseman, Murphy, able to make the grab on a line for the second out. Giovanni Soto, the catcher, grounded into a double play and flied out to left. This is a 1-7. A 1-7, and Erasmo Ramirez going and walking people again with two outs. He's been able to wiggle out of it a couple times, but we'll see if he can do it now. Logan Schaefer singled his last time up. The lefty against Ramirez. That's a 4. A 4-11. Oh, a 4-11. This one looks good. A 1 is a triple. Anything else is a double. And that is a double to center field. We'll see if Soto got a good enough jump to try and score. He's looking at the third base coach, and we'll see if he's going to send him. He's a 1-9 runner, not being held. So that'll get bumped up to 1-10. There are 2 outs, so it gets bumped to 1-12. The center fielder is Ellsbury, and Ellsbury is a 0. So it's a 1-12 that he will score. And Giovanni Soto running through the stop sign. He's going to try and make it, and he scores. When that train gets a moving, there's no stopping that quickly, and he just kept going, and he's able to pick up a run and an RBI for Logan Schaefer. RBI double with 2 outs here in the 6th, and Logan Schaefer picks up an RBI. Shane Robinson now with a man at second, and Erasmo Ramirez wipes the sweat from his brow, looks over to the dugout to see if he's coming out to get him. He's not getting him yet. He's going to face Shane Robinson, who's singled and grounded out to short so far today. This is a 6-4. This is a fly ball out to center. The center fielder is Ellsbury, so Ellsbury getting a little action here in the 6th. Ellsbury is a center field with the range of 211. It's going to his E rating. He's an E0, so you know he's going to make the play. And so Erasmo Ramirez is able to limit the damage to only 1 run. And he is through the top of the 6th. With the score 3-1, Baltimore's got a little work to do. And the outs are getting shorter. Outs are running out here. Jaime Garcia, his pitcher inning of weakness is the 6th inning. So here we are in the 6th. This could, if he runs into trouble, it could be it for him as well. Here he will deal with the top of the order, 1, 2, 3, and that will be Ben Revere, Kinsler, and Murphy. Ben Revere, it's a 5-10. A 5-10 is a ballpark single chance, a 1-8, and it's a single, and nope. That's a liner to second base. Second baseman Solarte with a nice play to get the line drive and make an out there. Ian Kinsler, second baseman, 1 for 2 today. It's a 5-9. A 5-9 is a strikeout. So Kinsler goes down swinging. That's the 4th strikeout for Garcia. And now there's 2 quick down here in the bottom of the 6th. Daniel Murphy, it's a 5-10. A 5-10 is a ballpark single chance, 1-8 again. Nope, not going to do it. Another liner to second base. Solarte was busy that inning and makes both of the plays hit to him. And that will be the end of the bottom of the 6th. Jaime Garcia getting stronger as the innings go along here. And now, Erasmo Ramirez. Erasmo Ramirez, he's coming back out here for the 7th. Alcides Escobar is the batter. This is the top of the order, 1, 2, 3. Let's have a look at the bullpen, see if we're going to make any changes. Baltimore, they've got a lot of long men in the bullpen. As I said, these rosters have been randomized, so the bullpens are very random. So this one has 3, 4, 5 extra starters / long relievers, 3 middle relievers, and a closer. Brad Hand has been pretty good out of the bullpen, and we may have to go get him. Let me check Brad Hand's numbers. Brad Hand has he's got 5 innings, no record, only 1 hit in those 5 innings, 3 strikeouts. So yeah, we're gonna go get Brad Hand for the Baltimore Oricorios. Erasmo Ramirez didn't have his greatest start of the season, and he is lifted here after pitching 6th innings. So we'll get the totals for him and do the pitcher change here in 1 second. Let's write down the righty Brad Hand making his way And Ramirez went 6 innings, gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Struck out 1 batter. That is all. 1 batter struck out. And let's count the walks, because that was it seems like it was a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4 walks to 1 strikeout. And Brad Hand now will wave to the umpire that he is ready to roll. And Brad Hand starts off against Alcides Escobar. Brad Hand is a lefty. I wrote him down as a righty. He is a lefty. And Brad Hand against the lefty Escobar, or the righty Escobar, I'm sorry. That's a 112. A 112. Oh, and he hits Escobar. He hits Escobar to lead off the inning. And Escobar looks like he might be hurt. The trainers are out to go look at him. You never like to see this happen. And I just lost my die. There we go. And the trainers are out to look at him. He's stretching. Now he's running up the sideline to see if he can stay in. And it looks like they're giving him the okay to stay in. He's going to trot his way down to first, and he'll try and stay in the ball game here. Sorry for making the camera shake there. I lost my die right behind the monitor, and I had to go digging for it. So here's Yangervis Solarte. Solarte, I have him written down as a right-hander, but he's a switch hitter. All right, here we go. Solarte. This is a 6-6, a 6-6. Oh, this one could be good. Solarte is going to snap his streak here of struggling. This one's a double to center field. And Escobar, who he was struggling, looking at the pace that he was running at, he's going to stop at third. There was no stars on that one, but we're going to play it like he was a little bit hurt, and he is going to stay at third. He takes the extra base, but he's not going to test that all the way home. Still a little ginger out there. And now the batter is George Springer. There's nobody out here. Men on second and third. And Brad Hand is going to intentionally walk George Springer to get to Bryce Harper. How about that for some cojones? Intentionally walking Springer to get to Harper. So there's nobody out. Infield is back trying to get the double play. They've got the lefty-lefty matchup that they were looking for. And Brad Hand now pitches to Bryce Harper. And this is a 2-10. And a 2-10 is a ballpark single chance. A 1-8 will be a single. And nope, that's a line out to second. So the first out there, the Bryce Harper, looking frustrated because he has hit the ball well 3 times and only has a sac fly to show for it. And now it's up to the other lefty, Logan Morrison, to get a hit off a Hand. They got the infield back looking for that double play. It's a 6-3. A 6-3 is a ballpark single chance. Hasn't been friendly to them yet. A 1-8 and it'll be a single. It's a 7. So yes, Logan Morrison hits a single and everybody goes station to station, moves up a base, and finally Logan Morrison makes him pay and scores another run here in the top of the 7th. So the hit by pitch to the leadoff man comes back around to bite Brad Hand. It bites the hand that feeds them. And Adonis Garcia now, with the bases loaded, only 1 out. They still have the infield back, trying to get that double play. And this is a 6-7. 6-7 is a fly ball to right field. This could be a sac fly. We're going to check the batter, Solarte, the runner Solarte at third. Solarte is a 1-12 runner. This was hit out to right field. The right fielder is Kane. Kane has a good arm. Kane is a -2 arm. So it's a 1-12, so it'll be a 1-10. Was he being held? No, he wasn't being held. So it's a 1-11. There's no 2 outs, so it'll be a 1-11 that he'll make this at home. So he's going to take off for home. It's a 12, so the throw just gets there, and Kane is able to save a run and stop Solarte from scoring for the 3rd out of the inning. All right, excuse me, that's the 2nd out of the inning. Nope, I'm sorry. That was a double play because Garcia was looking for a sac fly. He made the 2nd out, and Solarte at home makes the 3rd out. So Hand juggles his way out of the 7th inning, only giving up 1 run. And it's a 4-1 ball game. So Baltimore needs to get those bats woken up if they're gonna win this ball game. With Kane, Carter, and Duda up, they may just do that. Jaime Garcia, let's look at the bullpen for Cleveland and see if he's gonna stay in the ball game. They've got Blake Treinen, who's been good. Chafin has been good. Mott, Kimbrell. So they've got some arms down there. Jaime Garcia has done enough to get the win. He's going to get pulled here in the 7th. And it will be Blake Treinen. Blake Treinen taking over for Jaime Garcia. So Jaime Garcia went 6 innings. He gave up 1, 2, only 2 hits. Some good work for Garcia. 1 run on the homer by Beckham. Struck out 4 and walked only 1. So a really nice start for Garcia. And he is lifted for the righty, Blake Treinen. Here in the 7th. Treinen's numbers, he's gone 8 1/3, so he's been used quite a bit. No record, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, so a pretty high earned run total, almost 1 an inning. 7 strikeouts and 8 walks, so those walks have been rough for him. And try and get him right here in the 4-1 ball game. Blake Treinen against Lorenzo Cain. Lorenzo Cain 0 for 2 today against Garcia. And here he is against Blake Treinen. This is a 4-11. A 4-11 is out to left field. The left fielder Robinson making a play to go back. He is a 2-ranged left fielder. A 2-3. And this one, it just dies right in front of him. And Cain is aboard with a single. So Cain is aboard. He's an A stealer. An A stealer, so that would be a 1-15. He's being held. That's a 1-13 chance he would make this if he took off. Giovanni Soto has a 0 arm. Carter is a double play threat. They're gonna let him swing away. And I lost that die right in the same place again. All right, it's a 5, a 5-5, and a 5-5, and Chris Carter strikes out again. First strikeout of the day for Treinen. Second strikeout of the day for Carter. And Lucas Duda now, the man up to bat against Blake Treinen. We could go lefty-lefty here. There's a few lefty pitchers in the bullpen for Cleveland. We could go get Chafin. But they're going to save Chafin for maybe Daniel Murphy or Revere at the top. All right, so Lucas Duda is going to hit against the righty Trinan. This is a 4-7. A 4-7 is a single 2-star, so maybe they shouldn't have let him pitch to him. Lorenzo Cain, with his good wheels, makes it to third. And Lucas Duda, who was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, now with a single, his first hit of the day. So A.J. Ellis now, the right-hand hitting catcher. And he is aboard with 2 on. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And this is a 6-2. 6-2 is a grounder to the first baseman, Logan Morrison. Morrison is a 3-ranged first baseman. A 3-18 is a ground ball C. So Logan Morrison has to dive for it. Able to get up, but he can't. The only play he has is at first. So he tosses it over to Trinan for the second out. But everybody's going to advance, and that is going to score Lorenzo Cain from third. So A.J. Ellis with an RBI. An RBI ground out. Duda moves to second. And this one gets a little tighter. It's 4-2. Blake Trinan. Maybe we shouldn't have brought him in. This is his area of the ball game, but he seems to keep leaking runs one at a time here. 2 down now. Jacoby Ellsbury against the righty. It's a 1-6. Oh, this one has a shot for a home run. Not a very good shot. We'll see if he can hit it. It's a 13, and a 13 is not going to be enough. This is a fly ball out to the left, and Robinson is able to make the catch. Well, that'll end the bottom of the 7th. But Baltimore inches ever closely. 4-2 now. That was the score of yesterday's ball game. Hashtag spoilers. Sorry to ruin that for you guys if you haven't watched it yet. And Brad Hand, will he get a chance to continue? I don't think so. They're going to the bullpen. They're going to get... They've got 7, 8, 9. Soto, Schaefer, and Robinson expected. And J.J. Hoover will be the new pitcher. J.J. Hoover takes over for Brad Hand, who somewhat struggled in that first inning of work for him. He went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, a run, and didn't strike out anybody, and walked a guy. So the righty, J.J. Hoover, will take over. J.J. Hoover for Baltimore. He has 5 innings of work, taken a loss on his record, given up 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And he will face the catcher Giovanni Soto here. Soto is 0 for 2 with a walk. And let's look at some options here. Ryan Hannigan is the backup catcher. Brandon Moss, Brandon Barnes, and Jesus Montero are the bats on the bench. They're going to let Soto hit against the righty. That was a 1. A 1-6 and a 1-6, and Soto strikes out against J.J. Hoover. Logan Schaefer, the center fielder, with an RBI double back in the 6th. This is the 8th here. Cleveland has a 4-2 run, 4-2 not victory, a 4-2 lead. It's a 6-11. This one's a grounder to the first baseman, Duda. Duda's able to pick it up and toss it to the pitcher, Hoover, and that's the second out. Excuse me, just got choked up there for a second. All right, Shane Robinson is up now. I'm sorry, I don't know why I got choked up about Logan Schaefer grounding out to the first baseman, but I did. And Shane Robinson now with 2 outs. That's a 6-7. And Shane Robinson, he's on base again with a walk. 2-out walks. How many times have we seen it? 2-out walks. Come back to haunt you. And Alcides Escobar looking to make him pay. This is a 5-6. And he walks. So, Hoover, what are you doing? Picking up where Erasmo Ramirez left off. Walking guys with 2 outs. And now he's got to deal with Solarte, who snapped out of his funk with a double his last time up. And here he goes. This is a 6-8. A 6-8. Well, it's not going to do it this time. He grounds that one to Kinsler. Kinsler is sure-handed and will make the play for the 3rd out. So Hoover flirting with disaster and is able to get out of the 8th inning scoreless there. Just barely. Now the bottom of the 8th, and Trainin will not be back out there. Had a little rough go of it. Jaime Garcia stares him down in the dugout after he almost blows it. And the setup man is, if I can find him, there he is, Jason Mott. Jason Mott will pitch to Beckham, Revere, and Kinsler here in the bottom of the 8th. Blake Trainin went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, a run, struck out 1, and didn't walk a guy. Now the righty Jason Mott will take over, and he is going to face Tim Beckham. Jason Mott for Cleveland. It's been pretty effective. 8 innings. He's taken a loss. That was one difficult game for him. Other than that, I mean, he's in 8 innings. He's given up 3 hits, only 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So here he will face Tim Beckham, power hitter. That's a 1-6. A 1-6. There he goes again. This is a 1-11 double, and just drops. That's a single. Tim Beckham almost had a double there, but he's aboard with a single. He's aboard for Ben Revere. Beckham is a C stealer. Revere is a B hit and runner. They're gonna have to hold Tim Beckham at first, and Ben Revere is gonna go hit and run here. So with them holding Tim Beckham at first, Ben Revere's hit and run rating will move to an A. And so an A9 will be a ground ball. Batter is safe. Leading runner is thrown out. So Ben Revere not able to perform the hit and run as specified, and is on board with the fielder's choice. They couldn't complete the double play, and Beckham is out at second. So Ben Revere flip-flops positions with Tim Beckham. Excuse me. He's the better stealer. He's a B stealer. They are going to hold him. So B stealer is 1-10 plus a So it's a 1 to 10 chance for Ben Revere if he decides to steal. Now his run isn't all that important. He was just trying to stay out of the double play with the hit and run. So Ian Kinsler is going to swing away here. It's a 3-11. A 3-11 is a ballpark single chance. 1 to 8. That's not going to do it. That's a line out to short. The shortstop Escobar snags it and just stares Ben Revere back to the bag. Daniel Murphy now. Daniel Murphy against Jason Mott. With 2 down in the bottom of the 8th, Daniel Murphy struggled today, 0 for 3. Hit the ball hard his last 2 times up to the lined out to third and lined out to second. This is a 6-4. A 6-4. I just moved that die, but it was a 6-4. This one's to the third baseman again, Adonis Garcia. He is a 4-range third baseman. Filling in for the injured Brett Lowry. He's a 4-range third baseman. A 4.9 is going to his E rating. And that's not what he likes to see because he is an E41. At third base, an E41. And we rolled a 6. And that's going to be an error. A 1-base error on the third baseman, Adonis Garcia. So Ben Revere moves over to second. And now there are 2 men on. And Lorenzo Cain is the batter. So this one's getting interesting. The tying run is at first. Oh, excuse me. The tying run is at home. It's a 5. No. It's 4-2. I don't know why I said 5. It's 4-2. The tying run is on first base. Lorenzo Cain up to bat with 2 outs against the setup man, Jason Mott. This is a 3-8. A 3-8 is a fly ball out to left field, but Shane Robinson is able to make the play, and that ends the inning. And Lorenzo Cain looking really frustrated as he stomps back to the dugout. Really wanted that one, but just got under it. And Baltimore's chances are going to have to go to the 9th. And we move to the top of the 9th. Cleveland looks like they're going to their bullpen, or not Cleveland, Baltimore looks like they're going to their bullpen again. Both guys they've brought out here have struggled somewhat. And they're going to get Vance Worley. Excuse me. Vance Worley will come on to face George Springer. Not sure much after that with 2 lefties coming up. But Vance Worley will come on for J.J. Hoover. J.J. Hoover went an inning. Gave up no hits, no runs. Struck out 1 and walked 2. But Vance Worley will pitch to George Springer. And the lefty Felix DeBrant is warming up in the bullpen. Most likely probably coming in here to face the 2 lefties back-to-back in Harper and Morrison. But here's Worley against the righty George Springer. It's a 2-11. A 2-11 is a ground ball to first base, so this will be, he'll get his man. This will be an out. And Vance Worley gets Springer to start the 9th inning. And Baltimore's manager makes his way back out. Springer wasn't even back in the dugout by the time the manager comes back out there to get Worley. Worley did his job, and now they're going to go match up lefty-lefty Felix DeBrant. Worley went a third of the inning. Nothing to score there. And DeBrant will face Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper 0 for 3, or no, 0 for 2 today with a walk and a sacrifice fly. And he faces the lefty, Felix DeBrant. And this is a ballpark single chance. 1 to 8. That's an 18. That was an 18. And a 1 to 18 will be another line out to second. So Bryce Harper just snake bitten today. Hit the ball on a rope 3 times. And twice it's been caught by Kinsler. And once to the third baseman, Murphy. And, man, he can't buy a hit today. Felix DeBrant pitches to Logan Morrison. It's a 2-10. A 2-10 is a grounder to the first baseman. That's Duda. Duda is able to take it over to the base on his own. And that is the third out in the ninth. No insurance runs for Cleveland. And they're going to have to win this by holding on to a 2-run advantage. They're going to go get their closer. And their closer is... Who is their closer? I thought I knew. There he is. The closer for Cleveland is Craig Kimbrell. So Craig Kimbrell comes out. I wonder what his walkout song is for when he comes in. You know, closers like to have their walkout songs too. Hell's Bells or something to fire them up. He will face the probables of Carter, Duda, and Ellis. The right-handed Craig Kimbrell. He's got a good name. Actually, I don't like the name Craig. I know my name is Craig, but I don't like it. Anyway, Jason Mott. He went an inning. Gave up one hit, no runs. Struck out nobody. And did he walk anybody? No, he did not. So pretty effective for him. And Craig Kimbrell will be the batter, or will be the pitcher here, the closer, against Chris Carter. Chris Carter 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts today. And this will be a 5-6, or 5-5, excuse me. And Chris Carter will strike out once again. That is 3 strikeouts. Struggling today, Chris Carter. Lucas Duda now. Lucas Duda hit by a pitch, single, and a strikeout. He's kind of got a little hat trick there. So he will face the righty Craig Kimbrell. Oh, and this one is hit deep. Will it have enough? This one is hit out to right field. A 1 to 18 chance. It's a 17. So that is a homer for Lucas Duda. The ballpark in Baltimore is quite friendly to left-handers. And Lucas Duda able to jerk that one out of here for a home run off the closer, Craig Kimbrell. And it's a 1-run ball game. And AJ Ellis is the batter. And AJ Ellis he's going to get pulled here. AJ Ellis gives way to Josh Hamilton off the bench. Pinch hitting. Looking for that tying run. And it'll be up to Josh Hamilton now. Josh Hamilton with 1 out against the lefty Kimbrell. It's a 5-6. A 5-6, and Josh Hamilton strikes out. So Kimbrell goes back to his striking out ways and strikes out Hamilton. And the last chance will be up to Ellsbury. Jacoby Ellsbury. Will they let him hit it? Yep, they're going to give him a chance to see if he can get on base. This is a 4-6. 4-6 is a strikeout. So Kimbrel, after the home run, comes back to strike out the next 2 batters. Strikes out 3 in that inning and gets the save for Cleveland. So Craig Kimbrel goes 1 inning, no hits. Or, excuse me, 1 hit, didn't he? He gave up a hit, 1 run, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. So this one's a final. Hope you enjoyed it. Cleveland, the shocking winners of this matchup. That lineup, though, I mean, if you look at the lineup and if you watch the game that was just played, I mean, they're better than a 4-7, well, 5-7. They're better than a 5-7 team. I mean, Springer, Harper, Lomo, a lot of their issues of why they have lost so many games is because Harper's been injured. I think Morrison's been injured. Lowry can't stay healthy. He's been off the field, and Garcia's been having to fill in. I feel like if Cleveland can get healthy, can figure their things out, start hitting, they've got a good shot to rise up the rankings and rise up the standings here pretty quickly. So let's get totals here on everybody. Felix Doubront went 2/3 of an inning. Didn't give up a hit. No runs. No strikeouts. No walks. Erasmo Ramirez takes the loss. Jaime Garcia gets the win. Kimbrel with the save. Jaime Garcia moves to 2-0 on the season. Erasmo Ramirez moves to 2-1. And Craig Kimbrel, that was his 4th save. If you want to see these score sheets up close and take a look and get personal with them, or do whatever you want to do with them, they are posted on my Twitter channel at RNGIDP_Strat. You can go check all of these stuff there. I'll post the game day standings, the league leaders and both batting leaders, individual and team, pitching leaders and individual and team, the next game days, probable starters and injury updates. All that information is over there on Twitter, so go check that out. I'm going to add up the hits here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits, is that jive? Yep. 8 hits for Cleveland, so 4 runs, 8 hits, and an error for Cleveland. Baltimore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits for Baltimore with 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. So this one's a final. Hope you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed playing it and enjoyed having you along here. Thanks to the few people that were in the stream. I saw a couple of people, a couple of numbers going up and down. I know Al Red Sox fan was there, and thank you for all of you that are watching it posted here on YouTube. If you would be so kind, leave me a like. I thank you to all the new subs we've had. Hope you appreciate what we're doing here and enjoyed watching the game we played today. I'll be back every day, and if unforeseen circumstances happen, I'll put that on Twitter and let everybody know that I'm not going to be playing a game that night. But I'm going to be here playing these games. I've done it so far through 13 game days. Just finally starting to get my YouTube sea legs, and I'm having fun with it. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment, leave a like. Appreciate you tuning in. This is Craig, and this is RNGIDP Strat channel, and have a good night.